Finesse gang, Lost Lands fam, can I get a yer? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of my Lost Lands 2023 lineup review. If you are just joining us, you are in the middle of a 3-part series. I highly recommend going back to the first video and finding out what we're doing here and how we got here and all of the artists' breakdowns for the tier 1 lineup of this year's Lost Lands lineup. You can do so by going right here in the upper corner, click the little card, and it'll bring you to that video in a new tab, and then you can watch this video after that. If you are not going to do that, I'm going to continue watching here. We are only talking about tier 2, and in this video we're going to be breaking down the lineup into 6 different categories to filter through the kind of vibes each artist is going to be bringing. We have heavy dubstep, fun dubstep, weird bass, melodic bass, and house. So we'll look at each of the artists in the breakdown, and then we'll talk about the vibes. So again, this is tier 2, and we are only talking about the artists and the lineup in this video. We're not talking about any of the Lost Lands experience, and no tips, advice, any of that kind of stuff. I have a bunch of that kind of content on the channel, however. You know, the last 5 years of Lost Lands vlogs with, you know, festival survival guides and tips and camping hacks and all that kind of stuff. It's all available on the channel. You can find links to playlists in the description box below for Lost Lands last year and my festival survival guides and tips. But for now, we are going to dive back in to this lineup and filter through these artists, kicking off again in the red with the heavy dubstep acts. And the red category, as a refresher, is just, you know, that high energy, aggressive, hard-hitting, mosh pit energy. Probably going to be moshing on more than one occasion, you know, not just like that one peak. You know, it's going to be high energy the whole entire time, aggressive, rowdy, and not much, you know, variety. A little bit here and there, obviously, but like traditionally and like typically you're gonna get a heavy vibe with these artists in red. We have Akios, Algo, Alien Park, Bainbridge, Benda, Blaze, Brondo, Chassis, Decadon, Dr. Ushu, Dubscribe, Emorphic, Focus, Hi I'm Ghost, Hi Zombie, Ivory, Jaqui, Jekyll and Hyde, Cliptic, Louis J, Muerte, Perry Wayne, Rated R, Samplifier, Resurrect, kind of went out of order there, sorry, Shank Aaron, Sisto, Stone Level, Vastiv, Versa, Vulcan, Wales, and YDG. So definitely a lot more heavy in the tier 2. This is the heavy of the heavy on this lineup, man. Like, there is really kind of like no in between. All these artists really go hard, and you know, the only artist who is really kind of questionable, I would say, are these 2 artists up here, Akios and Algo. Could potentially go in the RIDDIM category, and I maybe should have put Akios in the RIDDIM category, but the RIDDIM category actually came late. You know, I was like, you know what, there's enough artists in tier 2 to have a RIDDIM category, so I actually was just making some adjustments before I filmed this video, and that was one I probably should have added in there. Same thing with Algo. I don't think I've ever seen Algo, so I'm not sure what kind of vibe he would be bringing. I feel like it's definitely more RIDDIM, kind of like a Ka Dubs, like, you know, dubstep, RIDDIM, just kind of infusion. Definitely going to be heavy. Also, I wanted to mention Blaze, someone who could potentially fall in that gray area as well, because I know he's going to be bringing a lot of doubles. Someone like Stone Level brings a lot of doubles as well. And then Louis J, Cliptic, and Resurrect also kind of fall in that same category of like heavy dubstep, lots of sustain, almost a hybrid trap infusion as well sometimes. Jaqui and Jekyll and Hyde, a nice pair as well, right next to each other. Very dark, stompy, heavy. You could also probably put Muerte in there too. Just the one thing with Jekyll and Hyde, you get that real distorted sound, so definitely going to be heavy. Ivory, man, I want to talk about this, and again, I'm sorry for jumping all over the place, but this is kind of why I wanted to like break it down by genre, so it's not every artist all next to each other. You can kind of see the artists that I'm talking about, and I'm just kind of jumping all over the place. But Ivory, dude, is an artist I don't think I've ever seen in my 10 years of going to festivals, 10 years being in the scene. Can't recall seeing Ivory, and he's fucking playing on Wednesday, dude, or like on Thursday, one of the pre-party days on the Village, and when I saw that, I was like, damn, I might not even be there that day. So, I mean, I don't even have a Lost Lands ticket, to be honest. I'm doing this review, and, like, I don't even have a ticket. I'm really hoping I can do some media for somebody or do some content and just finesse my way yet again. I hate to sound like that, but, like, I just cannot afford it. And I honestly didn't even plan on going to Lost Lands this year. I'm getting sidetracked. I want to talk about this in the beginning of the video, but I guess you get a little Easter egg here in a second. I was not going to go to Lost Lands this year because I was planning to do a different festival. I've been to Lost Lands the last, like, literally 5 years. I just wanted to do something different. There's so many other fire festivals that happen in September. Dancefest, Imagine, you know, obviously Izu, that's close, but I think North Coast happens as well. There's a bunch of dope festivals that happen in September, and I can never really go to them because Lost Lands is always such a big, you know, you get Wednesday arrival, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 5 days. Then you got to get home, you know, Monday, that recovery day. That's almost a full week of not being at work, you know. So I wanted to take that week and use it for another festival, do something different, and share a different experience with you guys, and go somewhere different, and just, you know, because if I go to the same festivals, I can only share the same kind of tips, you know. If I can go to different festivals, have more experience, more knowledge, I can share more information to help everybody have a better experience. That is why I don't have a ticket yet. Yeah, hopefully we can make something happen. So if anyone's looking for media, I am looking to work. So I will gladly, you know, be an affordable videographer, and I can also provide you not only content and deliverables with a professional camera, but you also get the content, you know, social media aspect, getting featured on Instagram, YouTube, and to my platform of like 20,000 plus followers on YouTube. So yeah. It's not a bad trade-off. I feel like, you know, if you got some extra spots on your crew list or guest list, you know, so show love, get love. Y'all know the vibes, right? Hey guys, sorry for interrupting, but this is my video, so I wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, KB23 Designs. Formerly KB23 Pinch was sponsored my videos before. KB23 Designs is now a full-fledged merch company specializing in baseball, basketball, and hockey jerseys. They have some super dope designs on right now, especially for the EDM kids. They have the Scooptronics one, which is very popular, but this one, the Flavor Machines, will really put them on the map. But don't worry, they got some for the hip-hop kids as well. This Most Dope Mac Miller jersey is super fresh, and you can even get this one on their website right now, KB23designs.com. That's designs with the Z. You can also go to their Facebook group, KB23 Merch and Pins, to get the latest information on releases and updates and news from Kyle himself. You can also connect with other merch and pin collectors alike and find people buying, selling, and trading there as well. So thank you and big ups to Kyle for sponsoring this video, and be on the lookout for a Festival, Finesser, and KB23 collab coming very soon. Going back to the artist here, sorry, Bainbridge is also someone I've never seen, I don't think, and he has a also nice like crossover of like rhythm, like quarter notes, but dubstep sounds, really high energy. Benda, also high energy, heavy as fuck. Dr. Ushu, I saw back to back with Sweet Tooth, and that was, you know, because it was back to back, it was a little bit different. I don't know what he's really gonna be bringing, but I'd imagine it's gonna be heavy. Maybe even some rhythm in there too. I'm not really sure, but he doesn't really strike me as a rhythm artist. Yeah, Eurphoic. Y'all probably know about Eurphoic. I know Eurphoic as being a crazy DJ, but now he's gone more into the producer route and is playing more of his own music and just, you know, rinsing his own tunes. But I know that dude can snap, you know, and quad drop. So Focus, a Philly homie, Philly native, always playing out the Av, and he could probably be in that same category with Cliptic and Louis J and Resurrect, you know, heavy, crunchy, sustains, that kind of vibe. Versa, probably one of the heaviest acts on here, if not the heaviest, I would say. He always kind of competes with Murata, but you know, I don't see Murata this year, which is sad. But Vastiv's also heavy as fuck, incorporates a lot of, you know, vocals, screaming, kind of like a, you know, a young Sullivan King kind of vibe, like following in that kind of footsteps. But he's paving his own lane, I must say. Yeah, man, a lot of heavy hitters on here. Chassis is sick, Perry Wayne is sick, like Samplifier, like this is Def Sisto, like a lot of heavy hitters on here. Wales, Vulcan. I'm pretty much saying everybody twice, but these are like, I'm just trying to make a point. These are all heavy hitting acts. These are all fucking sick. Stone Level, I probably said them twice, but like I fucking love Stone Level. Next, you know what, we're gonna dive into the rhythm, because we didn't get that in the first tier, but we definitely get that in the second. So for the rhythm in the orange, not too much, honestly. And again, some artists could have kind of crossed over from the last in the red. But for the rhythm, I marked Automate, Bommer, of course, Chibs, of course, Cod Dubs. Cod Dubs does a lot, you know, definitely like, I don't want to say he's more of a DJ, but he's known for his DJing and his chopping. And, you know, rhythm and chopping kind of go hand in hand, but he's also going to play Excision, you know, but he's going to triple it with 2 other rhythm tracks. So like, that's why I kind of put Cod Dubs in the rhythm category, even though there is going to be a lot of heavy, crunchy, you know, like typical like modern dubstep. The rhythm is incorporated, and the art of rhythm, the chopping, is incorporated as well. So that's why I put Cod Dubs in the rhythm category. Deuces as well, same kind of thing. Deuces has a very crunchy sound, and I really want to give a shout out to Deuces because it is so sick seeing him on this lineup. Finally, like I know he's on tour, but he's on like an underground tour, and it's sick to see him like not playing the underground and like on a lineup like this, at a festival like this, because he has just been doing his thing for so long, and I feel like everyone knows, ladies and gentlemen, Deuces bitch, like everyone fucking knows to say it. It's a famous tagline in rhythm, you know, at least for me. I feel like if you've been listening to rhythm long enough, you know Deuces. Yeah, his sound, it's swingy, it's dingy, his new sound is kind of stompy and like a tear out rhythm. It's right up my alley, and a lot of props and just credit to Deuces for making it like this far and doing it. And then the last RIDDIM artist on here is another OG, Subfiltronik, and that's like as RIDDIM as it gets. Y'all know Pass Out, he fucking made it, you know? So like, I hope we get Pass Out at Lost Lands. That would be sick. So now leaving the RIDDIM in the orange and going into the blue, we kind of have this fun dubstep category again, which is, you know, still dubstep, still bass, but kind of more of that like less aggressive dubstep, more wonky, wobbly kind of sounds, wubs, space bass, experimental, you know, that kind of stuff. I like to make note that the blue category are artists that kind of give you a little bit of everything and are not going to be like just so like niche oriented and not just give you the same genre the whole entire time, and they are kind of known for switching it up and bringing different vibes and kind of really not knowing what to expect. So that's why it was kind of hard to put them in a category, so I kind of put them all in their own category. So those artists are Alley Cat, Burnzekiel, Craymac, Crisley, Dirty Snatcha, Gorilla T, Green Matter, Hugh K, Genie, Leotrix, Nightpunk, Shizlo, and Sippy. So again, all bass artists, all pretty much dubstep, I would say for the most part, like generically speaking, but they're different kinds of dubstep. They are not really heavy dubstep. So Alley Cat is more like, I'm pretty sure is more like wobbly and wonky, kind of like Gorilla T, ganja kind of vibe. And then we get Burnzekiel, who kind of is like a Yuki or a like ATLians, just like, you know, a balance of heavy and weird. Dirty Snatcha, like just a very kind of like toned in sound. It's very OG, has that like Circus Records sound, you know, kind of similar to Crisley and Craymac, you know, like it's wobbly, it's wonky, Boogie T kind of vibes as well. I'm pretty sure Green Matter is more weird and wubby. Green Matter too, I wasn't really sure what genre to define her in, so she's in this like wild card. Could give you like a bunch of different flows. Same thing with Leotrix, a bunch of different flows. I always kind of put Leotrix and Virtual Riot comparatively because they're just such well-rounded producers and they can make anything really good, and you kind of get all of that anything in their sets. So it's kind of all over the place. Hugh K, I would have suspected as RIDDIM, but I don't know why. I feel like Hugh K is going to be doing some like future melodic stuff as well. So I put him in this blue category, but I know Hugh K as RIDDIM, so again, I'm not sure what Hugh K is going to bring, and that's why he's in this blue category. Genie, same thing, definitely a dubstep artist, but, you know, she does, like, more of her release stuff is weird, but when I see her, she does, you know, like, I've seen her play Death Pit, you know, so she definitely plays, like, some heavy, you know, moshable dubstep, but traditionally, she is kind of a more weird vibe, but definitely heavy, definitely bassy, and definitely fun as well. Shizlo, same thing, fun, not so aggressive, upbeat, heavy, high energy, but not really like it's a more fun kind of like Ray Volpe vibe. Sippy, same kind of thing as well. Well-rounded, diverse. Definitely, I would imagine is going to be incorporating some DMB, and those are pretty much most of our wild card acts. Not too many, and like for the most part, this is like kind of wobbly, wonky. You know, you get your wild card, QK, Leotrix, Sippy kind of vibes in there that I couldn't really classify, and you have your old school, you know, Craymac, Crisley, Dirty Snatcha. So again, not heavy, still dubstep, still bassy, still fun, you know. And now we're gonna get into the weird stuff. That's a little bit more trippy, experimental, chilled out, you know. So in the purple, we have the weird bass, and I don't know why, man. I feel like the weird bass just like really overpowers a lot of this lineup when you see it like color coordinated like this. Kicking off for the weird, I marked Brain Rack, Chi, Drink Your Water, Easy Baked, Enigma Dubs, Heritage, Hamdi, or Hamdi, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that one, Hydraulics, Ill Gates, John Casey, Kiva, Liney, Minnesota, Run It, Shanghai Doom, Slang Dog, Smith, Smokeland, Space Wizard, Stooky Sound, Sully, Super Ab, Tape B, Tynan, Uju, Vale, VRG, Exotics, and Yemi too. So a lot of artists on here, and for the most part, I feel like a lot of them kind of fall into the same category of like wubby and chill, you know. I feel like Brain Rack, Chi, Easy Baked, Enigma Dubs, John Casey, Kiva, Liney, Nodix, Oski, Sully, like those dudes all kind of fall into the same category for me. The artists that stick out a little bit more in the weird bass category are Drink Your Water, who is a little bit more like heavy. Also Heritage plays like I don't know what it is about Heritage, but it's something like it's heavy, but it's still high energy, but it's still chill. Like, same thing with like Space Wizard, Smokeland. These dudes all do the weird stuff really well, and it's not so weird. Like, these dudes almost could have been in blue. You know, these are like, but the thing is, like, it's not really like heavy, like aggressive. It's more like chilled out. The blue stuff is a little bit more high energy, more fun. The purple stuff is a little bit more weird, chilled out, like more wubby, I think. And again, Drink Your Water can get heavy, can get wubby. I can even see, like, I've seen him play RIDDIM, you know. But generally speaking, I feel like he has more of a weird vibe, more chill, stompy, almost a little bit even like trappy even. So Drink Your Water is definitely on the heavier side. Heritage is kind of on the heavier side. Hamdi, I've never seen this dude yet, but he's been buzzing for me. I feel like he's been buzzing on, you know, social media and just like, you know, on SoundCloud and stuff. So definitely a popular act and someone I'm really looking forward to seeing, even though he's not that heavy. So the purple, those are all of your weird bass, you know, your wubs, your experimental, your down tempo, your chill stuff. You know, and you get artists like Space Wizard, Smokeland, Drink Your Water, Heritage, Hamdi, who bring a little bit more of an upbeat vibe, but are still kind of like mainly, I guess, like a weird bass, you know, an upbeat weird bass. Now we're going to move into the melodic bass, which is in this teal, and there's a handful of acts on here. These are pretty easy to like classify because, I don't know, they're just traditionally like melodic artists. So you have Ace Aura, Ahi, AU5. Beast Boy was one that I wasn't really sure of. I know he's been buzzing, and for some reason I thought he was like heavy dubstep, but some of them, like the few songs that I have seen him featured on or collabing on are more melodic, so I put him in this category. I could be wrong, but definitely an artist you're going to want to check out because there's a lot of buzz around him right now. Chime is definitely like a melodic pioneer in my eyes. Crystal Skies, DNMO, someone who I've known for a very long time and has continued to just stay this melodic route. FN, a pretty big melodic name. Francis Durrell, I'm pretty sure is a vocalist, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure either way it's melodic, but he might do like melodic, like vocals on melodic stuff as well. Same thing with Grabbits. I wasn't 100% sure on that artist. I think it is another vocalist, and most of the vibes that I got were melodic, so could give you some different kind of vibes, but mostly, you know, uplifting, euphoric, melodic, and that's what the teal vibe kind of embodies. You know, feel good, uplifting, euphoric. You know, brings a tear to your eye, just beautiful, you know, kind of music. The last two artists to bring that are going to be Haze and Mic Shift. So that's the general kind of vibe you're going to be getting from the melodic. And the last on here is the house, and the only two artists that I were able to label as house on tier 2 were Sabritas, which is actually Lay's house alias, and Corrupt UK, a UK garage bassline kind of DJ, and he is sick. I've like been fucking with that dude for so long, and that's one of my favorite house like sounds. So now I have all of these artists selected. The artists that are in white, artists that I wasn't really too sure of, and there was honestly just so many that I didn't even really feel like taking the time to do the research, especially with Lost Lands coming so quick. So those are all artists that I'm unfamiliar with, no idea, couldn't even put a genre or a vibe if I tried. So just artists off my radar, potentially probably artists that aren't really too heavy, probably more melodic, DMB, maybe even housey kind of stuff. I don't know, but I've never really seen these artists in my, you know, SoundCloud scrolling. All right, so that is the tier 2 acts, and again, as you can see, I feel like the purple really kind of dominates here, and everything else is just kind of spaced out. So that is the end of the tier 2 review. We are now going to go into the new segment and transition into a new concept for the Lost Lands lineup and do a Festival Finesser Selects, which are basically my artists that I want to see, my recommendations, my, you know, must-see, cannot-miss artists, and, you know, just shouting them out, showing some clips, and just really kind of getting a little more detailed about these artists and why I fuck with them so much. So thank you guys for watching Tier 2. If you guys already haven't watched Tier 1, you should do that now and get yourself all caught up. You can find all of the links in the description box below, or click the cards up above to open them up in a new tab. And I'll see you guys for the next video, number 2, right over here. And if you want to go back to number 1, you can do that right over here. So pick your poison, and I'll see you guys in the next or last video. Peace out. Start clicking, please, so I can stop making this gesture.